Salam dear students, please subscribe and also share with your friends in other universities. Now let's start the lecture. John Donne, 1572 to 1631, was a prominent English poet, preacher, and cleric, widely regarded as one of the most significant metaphysical poets in English literature. His works are characterized by their complex imagery, intellectual depth, and exploration of themes such as love, death, religion, and human existence. Here's an overview of his life and key works. Life of John Donne. 1. Early life. John Donne was born in London in 1572 into a Roman Catholic family at a time when Catholics faced persecution in Protestant England. His mother, Elizabeth Heywood, was related to Sir Thomas More, the famous English martyr. Donne was educated at Hart Hall, Oxford, now Hertford College, and later at Cambridge, but because of his Catholic faith, he could not receive a degree. His conversion to Anglicanism later in life was pivotal in his career and religious thought. 2. Career and personal life. In the 1590s, Donne led a more carefree and worldly life, participating in court society and producing some of his early works, particularly his love poetry. Donne secretly married Annie More, the niece of his employer, Sir Thomas Egerton, in 1601. The marriage was disastrous for his career initially, as he was imprisoned and lost his position. Nevertheless, the couple remained devoted to one another and had 12 children. Despite his early setbacks, Donne eventually became a respected figure. He entered the Anglican ministry in 1615, and by 1621, he was appointed Dean of St. Paul's Cathedral, where his sermons gained wide acclaim. 3. Later life and death. Donne became one of the most celebrated preachers in England. His sermons were known for their eloquence, intellectual rigor, and deep religious feeling. Donne struggled with illness toward the end of his life, including a near-death experience in 1623. His fascination with death and salvation became central themes in his later works. He died in 1631 and was buried in St. Paul's Cathedral, where a memorial statue of him stands. Key works of John Donne. 1. Poetry, songs and sonnets. These are among Donne's most famous works, comprising a variety of poems on love, relationships, and desire. His love poems are celebrated for their wit, metaphysical conceits, and exploration of complex emotional states. Famous poems include The Flea, A Valediction, Forbidding Morning, The Good Morrow, Holy Sonnets. In these poems, Donne meditates on mortality, divine judgment, and redemption, often grappling with his religious doubts and fears. Some of the most well-known poems from this series include Death, Be Not Proud, Holy Sonnet X, Batter My Heart, 3% God, Holy Sonnet 14. His famous Elegy 19, To His Mistress Going to Bed, is a striking example of his daring metaphysical style. 2. Prose, Devotions Upon Emergent Occasions, 1624, written after Donne's near-fatal illness. This prose work reflects deeply on life, death, and the human condition. It contains the famous lines, No man is an island, and, For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. Sermons, **** Donne's sermons, delivered as Dean of St. Paul's, were both theological and deeply personal, often incorporating poetic language. His funeral sermon, Death's Duel, is one of his most famous. 3. Themes in Donne's works, love and desire. Donne's early poetry explores romantic and sensual love in various forms, often through metaphysical conceits, elaborate, sometimes startling metaphors that draw connections between love and other fields of knowledge like science, theology, and philosophy. Religion and faith. Donne's later works, especially his holy sonnets and sermons, focus on religious themes, expressing both his deep faith and his spiritual struggles. Death and mortality. From his early poetry to his later religious writings, Donne was fascinated by death, often addressing it directly and using it as a lens through which to view human existence. Legacy. John Donne's impact on English literature is profound. His innovative use of metaphysical conceits and his blend of intellectual rigor with emotional depth have made him one of the most enduring figures in English poetry. His exploration of the tensions between faith, doubt, love, and death continues to resonate with readers today. Donne's influence can be seen in the works of later poets, including T.S. Eliot and other modernists.